whack rappers that might get out of line and shit. Just imagine if I had the chance to slap 50 Cent with this shit right here.
Come on, man.
Yo,
This is a family show, Ross.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Just imagine that. That's a blessing.
I ran out of flag.
We just talked about. No. You just mentioned it.
No, I'm not talking about him.
No, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. I caught that.
No,
the whack rappers running around.
Sorry for
and then you get the.
Rick Ross is starting to look a little too eager when it comes to getting people talking. Why does he keep bringing up 50 Cent in interview after interview? A lot of fans have noticed the pattern, and some are even joking that Ross can't stop mentioning him while 50 seems focused on his own moves. The comments online have been relentless, with people questioning why Ross keeps circling back to the same rival after all these years. At the same time, critics have been pointing to Ross's tour dates, noting that some venues still appear to have plenty of available seats. Then came the ticket promotions, including buy one get one discounts, which only gave social media more material to joke about. As the chatter kept growing, Ross also took aim at Drake, claiming Drake isn't operating on his level and suggesting some of his numbers don't look believable. With comments aimed at multiple artists, fans have been wondering what might really be happening behind the scenes. Now Ross is back, taking another shot at longtime rival 50 Cent, and this latest moment quickly grabbed attention. During a recent appearance on the Joe and Jada podcast, Ross was joking about rappers crossing the line before suddenly bringing up 50 by name.
Just for the ones that, all the people that want to know, that's that Uncle Murder Black right there. And not his shade of forehead. That cheap Uncle Murder got.
The conversation took a sharp turn when Ross started talking about wanting to slap him with a diamond-covered finger that he says is worth $1 million. Ross then lifted his hand for the cameras and showed off the flashy ring he's been showing across social media lately. He proudly referred to it as his $1 million middle finger, and the clip immediately started making rounds online. Fans quickly jumped into the conversation, reacting to what many saw as another surprising chapter in one of hip-hop's longest-running rivalries. For more than 15 years, Ross and 50 Cent have traded shots through diss tracks, interviews, legal disputes, and non-stop trolling across the internet, and the tension still keeps people watching. But 50 Cent eventually decided it was time to answer back, after Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda had already stepped in and responded to Rick Ross. And when 50 finally spoke up, he didn't exactly hold back. Check this out. I heard he was doing buy one get one 50% off because nobody want to come to his shows. Maybe I should help buy the remaining tickets so it can be more empty seats during his performance. LOL. I also heard he said Drake is not on his level and his numbers are fake. LOL. That's a bitter, washed-up career crying for attention and help. Let me get back to work now before I get carried away by this fool. Shout out to Biggs. The internet lit up almost immediately after 50's response started making the rounds online. Fans already knew there was little chance he would stay quiet after Ross mentioned his name again. As soon as the post surfaced, social media exploded with reactions, memes, and non-stop jokes about the latest back and forth between the two longtime rivals. A lot of people started joking that Ross was probably happy to finally get a direct response because every time these two exchange shots, the attention level shoots through the roof. The rivalry has been going on for years, yet it still manages to grab headlines and dominate conversations whenever either side says something new. What made the whole situation even more entertaining for fans was that 50 seemed to be laughing his way through the response instead of treating it like a serious dispute.
I definitely wasn't thinking about 50 Cent. I was thinking about some old school rappers. I don't want to say who. Some friends of mine that back in the day, they had the game in the chokehold and then they
flopped.
Man, they invited me to the no.
Meanwhile, comment sections filled up with jokes about the ticket promotions, Drake getting mentioned out of nowhere, and how this famous feud somehow keeps finding new life after all these years. And the wild part is that this rivalry never seems to stay quiet for very long. Just when people think things have cooled off, Either Rick Ross or 50 Cent finds another reason to take a jab, crack jokes online, or bring old issues back into the spotlight. Fans have watched this back and forth evolve from diss tracks and interview comments into a non-stop social media spectacle that spreads across the internet within minutes. Some people online even suggested that Ross mentioning Drake helped keep the spotlight on him, while discussions about his tour were already gaining traction. Others believed 50 Cent was simply having fun with the situation, since internet trolling and sarcastic responses have become a huge part of his public image over the years. Either way, fans once again found themselves watching another unexpected chapter in one of hip-hop's most talked about feuds. What really has people talking is that neither side seems interested in letting this rivalry fade away anytime soon. Every new interview, social media post, or viral clip creates another round of debate, with fans rushing to pick sides and break down every comment. Even the smallest mention can turn into a major headline when Ross and 50 Cent are involved. At the center of all the discussion is the question fans keep asking: why does this feud still have so much energy after all these years? Some believe it's because both artists know exactly how to keep people engaged and talking online. Others think there's still genuine tension beneath the jokes and trolling, which is why every exchange feels like it could lead to an even bigger response. Meanwhile, social media detectives have been digging through old interviews, past disagreements, and previous callouts looking for clues about what might happen next. And if history has shown anything, it's that whenever one side speaks up, the other side usually isn't far behind with another message, another joke, or another headline-grabbing reaction. The timing of all this has also sparked a lot of conversation online. While fans were already discussing Ross's recent comments and tour buzz, 50 Cent's response added even more attention to the situation almost overnight. That's why many people believe both names ended up dominating social media feeds at the same time, with clips, screenshots, and reactions spreading everywhere. One thing that stayed consistent throughout this entire rivalry is how quickly fans turn every new comment into a major event. Within hours, people were creating memes, posting reaction videos, and debating who came out looking better in the latest exchange. Some felt Ross was trying to stir up conversation with his remarks, while others argued that 50 once again managed to steal the spotlight with his response. Even industry watchers have noticed how these moments keep generating interest year after year. A single comment can spark thousands of reactions, proving that whenever these two personalities cross paths publicly, the internet is almost guaranteed to have something to say about it. And judging by the latest reactions, people are still paying very close attention to every move they make. As the reactions kept pouring in, fans started digging deeper into the bigger picture behind all the headlines. Some pointed out that Ross and 50 Cent have been exchanging public shots for so long that a lot of newer fans weren't even around when the rivalry first started. Yet somehow, every new chapter still manages to grab attention and get people talking all over again. Others focused on how differently the two have been approaching things lately.
I had nothing
With
to
the
do
$1 million
that.
backhand, you feel me?
No, I didn't say that.
You was
But
talking
listen,
about 50 Cent, the whack nigga
man,
that
I'm not
gets
even
smacked
thinking
down.
about him. I was talking about a time when.
No, I caught that. I caught that alley hoop.
Yo, Ross, stop.
I'm a Wimbayaya nigga.
Yeah,
You know
yo,
what I'm saying? I'm giving Joe Crack what Joe Crack asked for. The whack rappers, the nigga 50 Cent.
Ross has been making headlines through interviews and bold statements, while 50 continues to lean into his social media presence, where he regularly turns trending topics into jokes and viral posts. That contrast has only added more fuel to the discussion surrounding their latest back and forth. Meanwhile, comment sections have turned into a battlefield of opinions, with supporters from both sides defending their favorite artist. Some believe Ross was simply speaking his mind, while others think 50 delivered the stronger response. No matter which side people choose, one thing is clear. Every time these two names appear in the same conversation, the internet jumps into action and the debate takes on a life of its own. What makes this situation even more interesting is how fast the story keeps evolving. Just when it looks like the conversation is starting to cool off, another clip surfaces, another post starts trending, or a new reaction sends fans right back into debate mode. That's exactly what has kept this rivalry in the spotlight for so many years. A lot of fans have also noticed that every comment now gets analyzed from every possible angle. One side sees Ross's remarks as confidence and competitive talk, while the other sees them as an attempt to stay in the headlines. The same goes for 50 Cent's response, with some people praising his sense of humor, while others think he's simply keeping the drama alive because he knows it gets attention. Meanwhile, social media continues doing what it does best, turning every moment into a major event. Screenshots, reaction posts, and viral clips have been spreading across platforms, keeping the discussion alive long after the original comments were made. And if the past is any indication, fans aren't expecting this back and forth to end anytime soon, especially when both names still have the power to instantly get the internet talking. As the dust started to settle, another debate began taking over social media. Instead of focusing only on the latest exchange, fans started arguing about who has handled the rivalry better over the years. Some pointed to Ross's willingness to speak openly in interviews, while others highlighted 50 Cent's ability to turn nearly every situation into a viral moment online. Many users also brought up how different the entertainment landscape is today compared to when this feud first began. Back then, most of the back and forth played out through music, interviews, and public appearances. Now, a single post can reach millions of people within hours, making every comment feel bigger and more explosive than ever. At the same time, plenty of fans were simply enjoying the spectacle and waiting to see if either side would respond again. Every new reaction seems to create another wave of headlines, another round of memes, and another flood of opinions from people across the internet. Whether it's a serious statement, a sarcastic joke, or a quick social media post, this rivalry has a way of pulling attention right back to it whenever things start getting quiet.
Volume is now like Death Row Records. So you got Rick Ross on Joe and Jada. You got Ross telling Mal to you know what and his mom's, which is crazy. I don't talk about nobody's mother. That's just not me. Then you got him dissing the G Unit and my man Murder on there. To me, Rick Ross jokes is getting dry. Murder, clean my boat. Yayo, mow my lawn. Niggas don't care about none of that.
And niggas know Rick Ross not smacking nobody. He up there talking
For
about
sure,
smacking somebody.
smacking
we
50.
saw you in Canada, brother. We saw you run on your peoples. We know you not about that. We know you soft, my brother.
With the conversation still gaining traction, fans began looking for signs of what could happen next. Some believe the latest comments will eventually blow over, while others are convinced that another response is only a matter of time. Given the history between these two, many people aren't expecting either side to stay silent for very long. Online discussions have been packed with theories about who gained the most from the latest exchange. Some users argued that Ross succeeded in getting people talking, while others claimed 50 Cent once again managed to turn the spotlight in his favor with a few well-timed jokes and reactions. As always, opinions have been split right down the middle. What stands out most is how this rivalry continues to generate interest no matter how many years pass. New artists, new trends, and new headlines come and go, yet every time Ross and 50 Cent mention each other, the internet reacts like it's a brand new story. That's a big reason why every interview clip, social media post, and public comment gets watched so closely. For now, fans are keeping an eye on both camps, waiting to see whether this latest round of comments is the end of the story or just the beginning of another unpredictable chapter in this long-running feud. And while fans continue debating the latest exchange, one thing has become impossible to ignore. Both Ross and 50 Cent know exactly how to capture attention when they speak. A single comment from either side can instantly set off a wave of reactions, turning a simple interview clip or social media post into one of the biggest talking points online. That's why every new development gets picked apart in real time. fans rush to analyze body language, choice of words, and even the timing of certain comments, searching for hidden meanings behind every move. What starts as a quick remark can quickly grow into days of discussion, speculation, and non-stop reactions across multiple platforms. At the same time, the rivalry has grown beyond just the two artists themselves. Friends, supporters, podcast hosts, bloggers, and social media personalities often jump into the conversation, adding their own opinions and keeping the story moving. That constant cycle helps push each new chapter even further into the spotlight. For now, the internet remains divided on who came out ahead in this latest round of exchanges. But if there's one thing most people seem to agree on, it's that whenever Rick Ross and 50 Cent end up in the same headline, the drama, the jokes, and the online reactions are never far behind. As more reactions surfaced, many fans started comparing this latest clash to some of the biggest moments from their long history of public disagreements. Over the years, they've traded countless comments, jokes, and criticisms, creating a rivalry that has remained one of the most talked about storylines in hip-hop. That's why even a brief mention can spark major attention and send people digging through old clips and past interviews. Some fans argued that the latest exchange was simply another chapter in a familiar pattern, while others felt the tension seemed stronger this time around. Social media quickly became flooded with side-by-side comparisons, screenshots, and throwback moments as people revisited previous rounds of the feud and debated how this latest situation stacked up against them. Meanwhile, content creators and entertainment pages kept the discussion rolling with reaction videos and breakdowns of every statement that was made. The constant stream of opinions only made the conversation bigger, keeping both names trending across different platforms. No matter where people stand, one thing remains clear. This rivalry continues to generate headlines, spark debate, and capture attention whenever either side decides to speak. And judging by the amount of discussion still happening online, fans are watching closely to see what comes next. At this point, the reaction has become almost as big as the comments themselves. Every new statement seems to trigger another wave of posts, debates, and viral clips, with fans racing to share their opinions before the next update drops. What might have started as a few remarks has now turned into one of the hottest conversations circulating across entertainment media and social platforms. A lot of people have also pointed out how neither Ross nor 50 Cent needs much to get the internet talking. Their names carry so much history that even the smallest jab can become headline news within hours. That's exactly why every interview, appearance, social media post, or public response is being watched so closely right now. Meanwhile, supporters on both sides continue defending their favorite artist, creating non-stop arguments in comment sections across the internet. Some believe Ross made valid points with his comments, while others think 50's response completely shifted the momentum of the conversation. The disagreement has only made the story even bigger. With so many eyes still locked on the situation, fans are waiting to see whether this latest chapter finally cools down or leads to another round of public exchanges. If history has proven anything, it's that this rivalry has a habit of making headlines again the moment people think it's over. What's really adding to the buzz is how unpredictable this rivalry has become over the years. Just when people think the back and forth has finally reached its end, something new happens and the entire conversation comes roaring back to life. That's a big reason why fans continue paying attention every time either Ross or 50 Cent makes a public comment. The latest exchange has also sparked a bigger discussion about how rivalries play out in the social media era. Years ago, fans might have waited for an interview, a radio appearance, or even a song to hear the next response. Now, one post can instantly reach millions of people, creating a non-stop cycle of reactions, reposts, and debates that keeps the story moving around the clock. At the same time, many observers believe the internet itself plays a huge role in keeping these situations alive. Every joke gets turned into a meme, every quote gets shared across multiple platforms, and every reaction creates another reason for people to keep talking. That constant attention can make even a brief comment feel much bigger than it originally was. For now, the conversation shows no signs of slowing down, and fans remain locked in to see what happens next. Whether it's another response, another viral moment, or another unexpected twist, people are clearly still invested in every chapter of this ongoing saga. Either way, one thing is clear. Both sides managed to get the entire internet talking again. From the podcast comments to the social media reactions, this latest chapter has sparked non-stop debate among fans and critics alike. Some people believe Rick Ross was simply stirring up conversation, while others think 50 Cent completely stole the spotlight with his response. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where you stand. Do you think Ross was just trying to get people talking, or do you believe 50 Cent came out on top in this latest exchange? We want to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you never miss the latest updates. Make sure to turn on notifications so you're always among the first to catch new videos covering hip-hop news, viral moments, major industry stories, and everything people can't stop talking about. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.